Hey, how are you doing today? Happy Wednesday to you. Hope the first half of the week's going well for you. All right. Tires came in on the motorcycle, so I was able to take the tires off yesterday and drop them off. So they'll probably be done sometime today. Get to pick them up today and then probably put the tires on sometime tomorrow. So I'll be back in the saddle pretty soon. Start fourth phase of my workout session. So it's a little different. We're going back to regular weight training this week. So it's been a while since I've done that. But anyways, let's get on today's topic. So through this channel here, we talk about balancing the triad, which is your body, your mind, and spirit. A lot of times I always say that we are a spiritual being in a physical body, and the mind connects the two together. So today's topic, your health starts in your mind. Let's kind of break that down a little bit. I'm just making sure my notes over here makes it much easier. Otherwise, I don't remember everything. So, okay. So with that, so in your mind, it's where you decide to take care of your health or not. Whether you're going to say yes to the steps you got to take or you no to them. It's where you're going to overcome or submit to some of the challenges that you're going to face. And yes, you will face a variety of challenges. And it's in your mind whether you decide to keep going or not. This is where you choose to progress or not. Everything starts and kind of ends with the mind. The mind can either push you forward or it can stop you in the tracks or make you go the direction. So when it comes to our health, you got to use your own discretion with your mind to say, okay, I choose to make some changes in my health. And then from there, you get to choose what it is. Now, sometimes we can get ourselves so worked up in here about thinking, okay, I can't do this, I can't do that. I mean, you get all these lists of things you can't do. Oh, stop right there. What is it you can do? And sometimes it's so overwhelming with there's a lot of information out there. Well, what are the ones, out of all the information there, what are the stuff you actually do know? Well, how about paying attention to what you eat and make some healthier food options? Simple place. I think most of us are going to know, at least for the most part, what are some of the unhealthy options, such as the high calorie, high sweet treats and stuff like that, versus say whole fruits, whole vegetables, lean meats. Simple place to start. Exercise. You can at least start going for a walk. You can do some push-ups. You can do some squats, do some simple body exercise. You can do something. And that is one of the places to start at. Don't make it too complicated. Don't make it too crazy. Just start doing something. And then from there, you can get more advanced ideas. You want to, as I mentioned in a recent video, I still share all sorts of information on here to get you started in the process. Easy. Take one of the ideas I have, implement it. Do you need to tweak it? Do you need to adjust it so it's going to fit in your life a little better? Then do it. Okay, this one here, you don't like it very much. Okay, let's try something else. It's a constant idea of changing things, going through and adjusting them to make sure what's going to fit for you. Sorry, and I got something. Okay, I don't know what happened here. But it's what's going to fit in your life, what's going to work for you. Something you got to at least like to do. Now, does that mean you're going to enjoy everything and have so much fun with it? No. That doesn't mean you're going to, it could be. But I know for myself, a lot of times with working out, I was like, I don't want to necessarily do this, but I keep going because I want the result. And that's part of it too, is you got to figure out what it is you want. That comes from your mind. What are the things you want? What is the goal you're going towards? And then keep that focus as you move yourself forward. And sometimes we can make things so complicated is we think we need to have a very convoluted against, you need to go on a diet. Got to restrict ourselves so much. We can't eat this. We got to do this exercise several hours a day. Yeah, you can. But for most people, it's not being practical. Well, let's start with simple eating habits. Let's start drinking the water. Let's start going through and making more healthier food choices. And let's start at least going for a walk. With exercise programs, would it be beneficial for you doing? Absolutely do. Resistance training? Yes, absolutely beneficial. Matter of fact, you've heard me talk about many times on here, Mind Pump. They just came out with a new program just 2 days ago on using bands, resistance bands. And the program I'm on right now was designed for cables at the gym, but since I'm out training at home, I use the bands and they got a great, I was impressed with using them. So they got a program now they just came out with, which I did buy it. It's using resistance bands only. And for resistance band, you just got to hook it up or you hook it into a doorway, which a lot of times I use out in the garage. I just hook it through the door frame. And that's your anchor point, so you can do different. So it worked out really good. So if you're worried about training programs, don't have a lot of equipment, don't have a lot of space, bands are a great way to go. So if you're interested in that, reach out to me and I'll send you the link to that anyways. But there's all sorts of stuff you can do, but you have to want to make the choice and say whether you can or whether you can't. That's from paraphrase from Henry Ford. You can. It's all your choice. You have to make the decision, say, okay, I want to take better care of my health. Whatever that is to me. Does it mean losing inches, which you could lose some weight, but inches more important? Do you need to lower your blood pressure? Do you want to get off some medication? Is it your mental state? We're talking about just the physical, but it's also your spiritual health, your mental health. What is the aspects you want to do? You're the one's got to make this and say, okay, here's what I would like to do. Okay, what can I do to get there? Now, again, as I already read, there are going to be some things you actually know. And that's where you start. Start with small baby steps. I'm big about this. You see him talking about this all the time. Matter of fact, I've recently shared a quote from Vishnudana. He's the Code of Extraordinary Mind. It was on social media. Right, one of the quotes there talking about small baby steps. And that's what you do. Take small steps. And how often is there something you can do, which is only going to take you a couple of minutes, and then you don't do it? Like I know for myself, in one of my journals here, the thing that's my best interest to do, got a little section here, read, is to read that every day, at least reference it. It's only going to take me a few minutes, and I'll select off with it. So am I perfect with all of this? No, I'm not. I still have my own challenges. Comes exercising, I'm usually pretty good about that. When it comes to some other aspects, maybe not so much. But you have to work in your mind. You got to choose to start there. And if you need to, take a journal, start writing things down. And sometimes if you're going through challenging issues, like, okay, what is it I got to do? Do I have to do this? Take a step back, write from the third person, because it automatically takes you out of the situation and makes you an observer of your own life. So you can, if I'm writing it down, okay, David thinks he needs to go through and do all this for training. He thinks he got to do this. He wants to make health changes, but he hasn't done it yet. What's the reason for that? And you can evaluate it from the outside perspective. So you write from the third person in your journal. Realize it's the mind. That's where you make your decisions. That's where you decide whether you're going to do something or not. It's, are you going to stay put? Are you going to move forward? What's going to happen? It starts with the mind. And if you make the decision, decide to cut off, then you can start gathering information. But as I said already multiple times here, start with some real simple stuff. That's what we want to do. Start with some baby stuff that you know how to do. If you're not for sure about some stuff, watch the videos here on my YouTube channel or my Facebook page. I got all sorts of information, baby steps. And if you got them, reach out to me. I'll point you. If you got a question I don't have, I can at least maybe point you in the right direction. Say, here, go here, try this one out. Here's something you can go to. And start from there. So exercise your body, your mind, and your spirit. Find what's going to work for you, what's going to fit into your life. What do you at least mildly enjoy doing, if not actually love? And you start there, and then you keep progressing to it, and it compounds on top of each other. And suddenly, after a while, you develop those habits. Could you slip off? Yeah. But you've done it once, you're able to get back on and keep going again. And then keep yourself going. And you realize you'll be able to go, you're not just going to be healthy, you're going to be well. You're going to be thriving in different areas of your life, and life's going to be a little easier to handle overall. All right, so that's what I got for you. So if you want to start on that process, in the description, you'll find a link to my Facebook group with some trainings in there, and that's a good place for you to start. Anyways, have yourself a great rest of the week. I will catch you on Friday, so take care and balancing to you. Bye-bye.